How to solve Pythagorean theorem problems without errors. Have you ever wondered how to tackle Pythagorean theorem problems without making mistakes? You are in the right spot. Let's break it down step by step so you can solve these problems with confidence. First, it is essential to understand the Pythagorean theorem itself. This theorem is only applicable to right triangles, which have one angle that measures 90 degrees. The theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse, which is the longest side opposite the right angle, equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides. The formula is simple. The square of side A plus the square of side B equals the square of side C. Next, you need to identify the sides of the triangle correctly. Make sure you confirm that the triangle is indeed a right triangle. Once you have done that, identify the hypotenuse, which is always the longest side. Clearly label the legs and the hypotenuse before you start any calculations. This step is crucial to avoid confusion later on. Now let's set up the equation properly. If you do not know the length of the hypotenuse, you will use the formula as it is. However, if you need to find one of the legs, rearrange the formula to solve for that leg. For example, if you need to find side A, you would rearrange it to state that the square of side A equals the square of side C minus the square of side B. When you have your equation set up, it is time to substitute the known values carefully. Make sure to plug in the lengths of the sides accurately and remember to square each value correctly. Next, perform the arithmetic accurately. Calculate the squares precisely. For instance, if one side is 12, remember that 12 squared equals 144. After that, add or subtract the squared values as needed. Once you have done that, it is time to solve for the unknown side. Isolate the squared term you need to find. After that, take the square root of both sides to determine the length of the unknown side. Always remember to take only the positive root since side lengths cannot be negative. Double-check your work to ensure accuracy. Verify that the hypotenuse is indeed the longest side after your calculations. Recalculate the squares and arithmetic to catch any simple errors. Make sure that your final answer makes sense in the context of the problem you are solving. Lastly, practice with word problems. Apply the theorem to real-life situations, like determining how high a ladder reaches against a wall or finding the direct distance between 2 points. Drawing a diagram can help visualize the problem, so label the sides and use the theorem accordingly. Be mindful of common pitfalls. Avoid using the theorem on triangles that are not right-angled. Do not confuse which side is the hypotenuse. Remember to take the square root at the end and be careful with addition and subtraction when rearranging the formula. By following these steps, you can solve Pythagorean theorem problems accurately and confidently. Geometry can be approachable and fun when you have the right tools and knowledge.